Right, good morning everybody. Good morning everybody and welcome to the... Can we stop the echo coming through? Yes? No? Do you need to turn the sound off? Can we solve the problem? Right, are we ready to try again? Right, thank you. Well, good morning everybody and welcome to this executive meeting on Thursday the 31st of March 2007. This is a single item meeting to look at the Freeport item. We have one report, and Councillor Bastone, I'm going to invite you to present this report, please.
Chairman, before you do you want to do declarations of interest?
I'm sorry, yes, I should do declarations of interest. I don't seem to have that on the agenda, so. Sorry, let me get it up. I was on the wrong agenda. Yeah, okay, so there is no urgent business this morning. I don't think there's going to be any need to divide the agenda. And members, do you have any declarations of interest to make? No. Okay, so Councillor Bastone, would you like to introduce the report, please?
Thank you, Leader. Good morning, everyone. Freeports are the Chancellor Chequers flagship programme, with Plymouth and South Devon Freeport being one of 8 nationally. It will secure over £100 million of private sector investor at Sherford and Princess Yachts, with up to another £180 million to follow at Langage. From this council's perspective, it will see the delivery of employment on Langage, something that has not been forthcoming for many years, as well as the first hydrogen plant in the south of the country, opening up the door to HGV low carbon fuels. Our partners, Plymouth City Council, have approved the submission of the full business case, and Devon County Council will be doing so early in April. With the agreement of all 3 councils, the full business case can be submitted for consideration and we hope approval by government. Primary legislation will follow to create the Plymouth and South Devon Freeport. The report sets out the borrowing that this council will need to take out to support the Freeport initiative of up to £5 million. Alongside our partners, Plymouth City Council and Devon County Council, who are also required to take out borrowing. This will lever in £25 million worth of government aid and match funding and create the conditions needed for success. I unreservedly commend these proposals to the Council, recognising the national importance of the opportunity and the benefit it will bring to the South Hams. Thank you, Leader.
Thank you very much, Councillor Bastone. Members of the Executive, do you have any questions on this paper? Councillor Baldry.
Sorry, good morning, everyone. Just a quick one, really. Why are we meeting today? I was told it had to be done urgently and couldn't wait for a week today. I'm always suspicious about meetings called urgently and out of order. We meet again next Thursday, and Councillor Bastone has just told us that Devon County Council are not taking a decision until April. So why are we meeting today?
Because, Councillor Baldry, this has to go through council. That's why we're meeting today, so that it can go through the council meeting this afternoon.
Thank you.
It is an item on the agenda this afternoon.
Councillor Hotwood.
Thank you, Chairman. Page 3, 1.7. I know these outcomes are anticipated outcomes, but nowhere in the paper does it mention apprenticeships. I'd have liked to have seen somewhere mention apprenticeships, because there is a massive opportunity here to fill the shortfall in plumbing, carpentry, and skilled labour, bricklaying, etc. apprenticeships, and I would have thought we could have done something within this paper for apprenticeships.
Can I invite Mr. Brooke to answer that? And when you do, could you also answer one on 1.7, what 2 to 3 new FDI each year are as well, please?
Thank you, Chairman. Yeah, I think the apprenticeships, so forgive me because I should have spelled it out more clearly, but 40 business higher education collaborations annually is the anticipated engagement on that front, from a perspective of a multitude of those types of offers. So we're talking about apprenticeships, we're talking about other ways of appointing people to it. So it is included, and it absolutely would be an area of focus. So sorry, I should have made that clearer. I was just using the words that, I've used those words. FDI is foreign direct investment.
May I come back, Chairman? I disagree with you, Mr. Brooke, because there is a difference between higher education and apprenticeships. So I would like the words apprenticeships for the kind of apprenticeships that we have been lacking in this country for a number of years. We focused for far too many years on higher education, and I don't want apprenticeships and higher education put together. I would like a separate paragraph on, or line or whatever, on apprenticeships for the apprenticeships that are lacking within this country.
I think the opportunity for this council is absolutely to influence the investment and the skills programme of the Freeport if it's successful. So I wholeheartedly support your point, absolutely. And if the council is mindful to approve this proposition, and government subsequently does as well, we will be able to influence those outcomes directly through the governance that is proposed. So it doesn't need to be in the report, because ultimately we will be in a position to influence it directly if it is successful.
Councillor Hotwood, could I just add that should the Devon deal go through, skills is one of the areas that we are looking to have direct control over in Devon. So we will have a lot more direct influence over that than we've had recently, because the government tend to devolve the money down for tertiary education, and that has been one of the problems of getting apprenticeships off the ground properly. You want to come back?
Chairman, whilst I understand what everybody is saying, the words apprenticeships are not in this paper. Higher education is, apprenticeships are not. So I would like apprenticeships in the paper, please, along with higher education.
I'm not sure that can be organised before this afternoon, but can we look into it to see if an amendment to the paper can be...
Can I make a suggestion?
Yes, please do. You need your microphone.
Sorry, thank you, Chair. I mean, I think the point that Councillor Hotwood makes is a really very good one, and it's one that we clearly support as a council. My suggestion would be, Chairman, is that we record the commitment to the council in the minute, and then the minute when it is discussed at council this afternoon can be made clear. Would that satisfy you, Councillor Hotwood?
Thank you, Mr. Bates. I'm happy with that.
Thank you very much for that suggestion. Right, any more questions? Councillor Bastone, would you like to propose the recommendations in the report then, please?
Yes, if I could move the 5 recommendations on pages 1 and 2.
And I'll second them.
Thank you.
Now, does anybody want to comment on this? Councillor Hopwood.
Sorry, Chairman, thank you. Yeah, I think this council does a 2.14 I'm going to go to. This council is doing a lot of things relating to climate change that will lead to reducing our carbon footprint. And a lot of the things that we are doing as a council are going unrecognised. And 2.14 is a prime example. In Langage, the site will also be home to a green hydrogen plant and a mobility hub, EV charging, etc. And I think that's a really, that goes unnoticed because it's within the bed of the report. And I think it's important for us to say these things because we are doing so much within the council, but it doesn't get noticed. So I just wanted to bring that up, Chairman.
Thank you, Councillor Hopwood. Any more comments? Councillor Paul.
Thank you, Leader. I like to think of myself as a person of principle, but in this instance, I am not. I am against the principle of free ports. I think they stink. I think they are a gimmick. I think they cause disadvantage to those people who are not inside the free port. But in this instance, I am convinced that it is good for South Hams, for which I am a councillor, and it is included in that is my ward where Langage lies. So I'm going to support this. I have some doubts about the governance arrangements, but that will come out later and before we finalise anything. But I am going against my principles, Leader, and supporting, in this instance, a free port within the South Hams.
Thank you, Councillor Baldry. Councillor Hawkins.
I just think this is a great opportunity, and we were very, very lucky to actually, for Plymouth and obviously South Hams and Devon County, to had this opportunity to go forward with this. I'd like to thank Chris for all the hard work and effort he and his team have put into this, because it's absolutely a huge amount of work for a small district council like us, and it will certainly benefit a lot of us in the South Hams. Probably won't benefit our patch if we want to be parochial like Councillor Baldry's just been, but it's so good for the South Hams, and you know it is really important we do that, and it's an opportunity that we can't miss. So yeah, fully supportive.
Anybody else? Oh, Councillor Hopwood.
Thank you. Well, I don't think you can be parochial in this because I think this is massive for the South Hams and Devon in general. So I think this free port will benefit people living in Devon as well as in the South Hams and in Plymouth. And let's face it, Plymouth City has the most amazing theatre, which is Plymouth Sound. And any improvements to Plymouth Sound will be welcome by, certainly us as a council, I would have thought. It will attract more tourists to the area. The improvements with the new marine project down at Plymouth are massive for this council to bring tourists down to the area. So I think this is a fabulous opportunity for the South Hams. So I don't think it's parochial, and I don't think you are being parochial.
I said South Hams.
Yeah, Councillor Baldry, but what an opportunity for us, and I think it's an exciting project, and we are in it from the beginning. Thank you.
Yeah, I do think that Plymouth and Exeter universities being at the centre of the marine and climate change initiatives nationally and internationally give us a huge opportunity here. And I have to say I am particularly pleased that this is going to enable bringing forward the employment areas at Langage that have been languishing for so long. And I did say at the beginning of this council that was one of the things I wanted to happen. And lo and behold, it seems to have fallen into my lap on its own. So I'm really pleased about it. Does anybody else have anything else? Oh,
Thank you, Chairman. Really, just to echo what everyone else is saying, I think it's a wonderful opportunity to get perhaps some real jobs in the area. And I agree with Councillor Hopwood. We've been ignoring our craft skills for so long. So many decades now, and it really is a shame. And if we can get into retrofitting and all the various opportunities that should be coming as we try and combat climate change, then I think we've got the basis for some really good industry. Thank you.
Right, I'm going to open it up to the floor, to the two members who are here from, we've got people online, so if there's anybody online who wants to ask anything now, please put your hands up now. No, don't see any hands going up. In which case,
There's a streaming user, Blue. I don't know what that means.
yeah, well, the streaming news. Well, I'm looking at the faces online. I can't see any hands coming up, so I think we'll move to the vote. Members of the executive, are you in favour of the recommendations?
It's unanimous. Thank you, Leader.
Well, thank you very much, everybody. That is the end of the business then for this morning, and we'll resume this afternoon.